Yeah. Once again, I was muted. Yeah. So yeah, beginner's mistake. Beginner's mistakes. Yeah. So the hardest part about starting. How am I so loud? What is going on? Let me decrease the sound a little bit. La 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 la. Now it should be fine. It should be fine now. Okay. Let me just refresh my web page for a tiny bit here. Oh goody. Does it work? Yeah, concurrent viewers too. Yeah, so I was talking while I was muted, right? That the hardest part about starting abruptly with a new live stream is the first couple of minutes where nobody has joined, and I have to be talking something, because if I'm not talking, then people who join will unjoin. Um, but it doesn't make too much sense to start with the actual topic before someone joins, because in that case, I'm talking to myself, of course. So it is what it is. Let's see who joins uh, anytime soon, right? Because Linux truly is easy, right? So, guys and girls, how are you feeling today? What is up? What's new in the USA? What's new in the rest of the Europe? What's new in Russia? What's new in I don't know, where else are you watching this from? I would say Australia, but I don't actually remember anyone telling me that he's or she is from Australia while in my previous streams, right? Yeah, but yeah, as I said, the hardest part is talking to myself. Let's drink some coffee while waiting for someone. Someone kind of did join. I see some graph spikes going on up and down and up and down. How is my new thumbnail? Is that good? One Twitch test over here. I think I can resize the windows a bit. Better now? No. Yeah. Yeah. So what's up? What's up? Type something in chat. I don't want to talk to myself. Type something in chat before we get onto the actual topic. Did something just happen in chat, or did my window move with the help of some ghosts? Welcome in, whoever you have just joined on YouTube. Welcome in. How do you feel about Linux today? Now, really, what's your opinion on how difficult Linux is to use nowadays? Like from a general perspective, what do you think? What's your opinion on how it feels like to, I don't know, install it, use it, surf the internet, protect yourself from, I don't know, viruses and malware or stuff like that. Play video games, make some music, make videos. Johan B, welcome in as a first person in the chat actually today. And apparently my new overlay is working properly. But only email and, you mean email and browsing. Not difficult to use, but email and browsing. Going to eat dinner soon. Dinner soon? Does that put you in Australia then? I'm just checking because I've never had anyone telling me on my live streams that he or she is from Australia. Because usually I stream later in the evening, Europe time. I suppose Australians are all sleeping by that time. I'm just checking. The Netherlands? Oh, you have your dinner at lunchtime. How does that work for you? Do you not eat later in the evening or something? I mean, how do you call it a dinner if it's in noon? Not sure if Netherlands is in a different time zone or the same one as mine, but it's 12. Like literally, it's noon here. So at the very best, you can be 1 hour away from me. Yeah, whole wheat bread at around 6 p.m. Interesting. You do that for health reasons or Jeremy Denslinger, morning from. Oh, Jeremy is drinking his morning coffee. Morning coffee along with a casual live stream about stuff in life, right? How is the visibility of the chat overlay on the stream? Sorry, I mean this here. How is it? Is it readable enough? Like names and stuff? It's fine. Okay. Johan says he prefers it this way. Prefers this way, like eating dinner at noon and then a little bit of something later on. I guess that's interesting. I have always had issues with my digestive system throughout my life, from my teen years onwards, and even today before I started the stream. I always have some issues with, well, everything food related, and it's a little bit of a harder topic for me. Jeremy says, but breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, supper, appropriate number of meals. I would like that, but my body really doesn't want that much food. I just cannot put it in myself. It's not that I wouldn't want to. It just cannot fit in me. I am very like a skeleton looking person. You can't see me now through the sweater, right? But I am in the lack of a weight, to put it mildly, right? Zephot, sup? Welcome into the stream. What's up? Do feel free to share your opinions on how Linux is easy or difficult, because that's kind of a topic today. But we always have our forks in my live streams, right? It doesn't really matter to stick to the main topic all of the time, because life is life and people like to chat about all kinds of stuff. So we can hold on to the main topic roughly throughout the stream, but generally talking about eating food is perfectly fine, because every Linux user has to eat food, and without food there will be no Linux users, you know. Johan says, but not really needed the chat in stream. The reason why I have started this chat here, right? Oops, sorry, this chat is because last time, a couple of days ago, I started multi-streaming. So now I'm live on Twitch as well, and there are two ways to deal with this, right? You can either make people see each other chat with the help of these overlays, right? So here you can see when someone types in Twitch. Let me show you. This is Twitch chat. Okay, so I have just typed now something on Twitch, and you can see like roughly here you can see that this is a message from Twitch, right? And here you can see it, that this is a YouTube message. So this is how you can see each other messages. Right now there is nobody in Twitch chat, but if somebody comes into my Twitch chat, then you can see what other people are talking. The other way to do it is to use relay chatbot. That would not show up on stream. That would show up in your actual chat. So for you guys on YouTube, every Twitch sent message would be shown to you as a Twitch chat bot person, who is then telling you that the user la 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 on Twitch is saying something something something, right? And for the Twitch users in their chat, there would be a YouTube chat bot with its actual name, right? It would be called something like YouTube chatbot. That one would show up your messages. So not hugely ideal, neither of these scenarios, right? But I think this is kind of like fine. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna try the chatbot as well at some point. Catching up with chat because I kind of lost my place. Jeremy says, I like the chat overlay on live streams, especially where the host is interacting with us, idiot. I suppose. And unsalted nuts every day at around 16. Aimer, hello from Bosnia. Zdravo I tebi. Jeremy says, wasn't meaning to call you an idiot. I was referring to all of us in chat. Yeah, guys, don't worry. When you are on my live streams, don't worry about being politically correct. Okay, this doesn't make any sense in the real life. So please act as you would in real life, and don't worry too much about other people's feelings. I mean, don't be, something heads. I don't want to speak rude things, right? But make it be normal, right? Be just normal and talk to people how you would in real life. Like don't be too vulgar and stuff like that, and don't go intentionally, investing an actual effort to offend people. But if you are acting normally, nobody really should be offended of any type of expression, right? Because all of us are adults. So all of the modern world, and by world I mean internet world primarily, because in real life I don't really feel it. But on the internet, I really feel like everyone is getting offended on every little tiny thing, and this ruins everything, because I grew up loving good humor, right? And I like sarcastic humors. If it's good, right? It has to be good, right? And nowadays on the internet, I can see people being sarcastic, and like in a good way. Like I catch some really good sarcasm, and then it ends with /s, like just to be sure that nobody is offended and that they understand that this is sarcasm. But if you put /s at the end of your message, then it's not sarcasm. Then it's explained sarcasm. So it's like making a joke and then explaining it why it's funny. It doesn't make sense, right? If people don't laugh at your joke naturally, then it's not funny. Then you shouldn't be explaining what is supposed to be funny about your joke. And if you have to do that, then you failed, right? Then go try again. XGUI4 Studio, welcome in. Linux is easy if you have the technology knowledge and if you can read the manual. Well, I mean, reading the manual is required for learning Windows as well, if you're doing it for the first time in your life. But if you grew up with a different than Linux operating system, then of course you will have to unlearn some of your habits and then learn it in a different way with Linux, because Linux is not really Windows, right? ArcBoyX, welcome into the chat. Can I see my message on screen? I think you should be able to. I use Arco Linux and Doom Emacs. Welcome in, Doom user. No, I don't want a pink color. Can I get a blue color? Sorry, the what's it called? The overlay is picking colors automatically. So I don't think I can change it. I didn't set your color at all. But pink is good on men. Don't be afraid of wearing pink. Iceblade92, hello and welcome in. Evest, hello and welcome in. I use NixSwim. Jeremy says, I had some friends about 25 years ago tell me if you want to learn to use Linux, start with Slackware. Ubuntu is extremely easy comparatively to Slackware from 1999. I don't think that Slackware changed much since 1999, to be honest. They still stick to their loyal users and to their standards. Lance, welcome in, and I don't know what I wanted to say, but welcome into the chat. Lance, are you streaming from a Linux box? Silly Q's. What is Silly Q's? I am streaming from a Linux box. I don't even have anything else than Linux, so I kind of have to stream from a Linux box. There is no other choice for me. I don't know what Silly Q's means. That you will have to explain to me. Johan says, with most distros, it's just following the installation steps, so not that difficult. What I like about chat on screen is it gives some context when reviewing the video on demand. Andy242, welcome into the stream. Andy242, when you rewatch a video on demand on YouTube, you also get the replay of the chat if the owner of the video enables the chat replay, and I always enable it on my chats, on my streams, sorry. So you actually can follow the YouTube chat on my video on demands. And that is particularly important when you watch my Sunday lessons about learning Linux, because every Sunday, like 15-ish of us are learning Linux and all of the Linux guts. So let me just enable something. Where is my Streamlabs? Eimer followed me on Twitch, and thank you very much for the follow, but I didn't get the notification on the stream for some reason, and I'm sure I kind of set it up, but it is what it is. I'm gonna fix it next time. Maybe I should read my chat on my overlays or something. But nobody is really talking on Twitch right now, so it is fine. I didn't say it's hard, it's just that it still requires some knowledge and the ability to read. I think you're correct. I mean, the ability to read is good. Eimer on Twitch is asking, am I using Stream Elements? On my last stream, I used Stream Elements, but Stream Elements doesn't support merging YouTube and Twitch chat in the same box. And this time I'm using Streamlabs for this overlay, this overlay. And Streamlabs is giving me the ability to merge them both into one chat, right? So that's what I'm doing this time. If you could see the thoughts of others, you'd agree there is no normal people. The definition of normal means the average of the most people. So if, there is normal people. There is always normal people. Normal is the one that is the average and makes the majority. So, but the definition of normal kind of shifts through time. What is considered normal now and what was considered normal like 50 years ago. Iceblade says, let me explain these jokes so you can now laugh. Yeah. Jeremy says, preached, brother Arkboy X, no, everybody sorts of hates me. I wonder if he will read me name. Read me name? Read me name. Arkboy X. It's not too hard to read that name. Damland Trap, welcome into the chat. The best thing you can do after tell the joke is ask them, now please explain this. Doom user, I knew I was unlucky from the start. I've been meaning to install Star Wars 15. I'm just joking. Slackware 15, Jeremy says. Try it. Slackware is good. Slackware for the advanced users, so not for me. I wouldn't... I mean, you're right. Slackware is for somewhat advanced users, but it's not that much for advanced users, because people used to try to sell me the idea that Arch Linux is difficult. And then I tried it, and it turns out that Arch is one of the easiest distributions that I have tried. So I wouldn't trust people. I wouldn't trust people before trying things on my own, right? And I'm going to be very honest, I haven't tried Slackware, so I could be wrong, but I also think that Slackware is not that difficult as people are presenting it. But in order to have a legit opinion on this, I have to try it. And by try it, I have to try it for months. That's how I test Linux distributions, not for one day, but for at least 6 months. And then I can give you my opinion, right? Because in one day, you kind of, you can't really do anything. You can just see the desktop, right? And then delete it and say, yeah, I tried it. No, we didn't. ArcBoyX says, my opinion, install Debian, then Fedora, then Arch, then all of these independent distros, then whatever the frick you like. Well, yeah, I think that a lot of people should do that if they want to gain a good insight into which one of these is more suited for their needs. Iceblade says LPIC. Yeah, LPIC is the lessons that we do every Sunday, and it's really good learning experience. I would call you out to join us tomorrow to learn Linux with us, right? It starts at 7 p.m. Central European time. What was the... sorry, ArcBoyX seems he receives his chat messages very late. Why else is he reading the ones that top? ArcBoy, I'm not receiving the messages late. I'm just reading slowly because I'm answering stuff. But if you want, I can skip all of it and go to the latest one. What was the first Linux distribution? The first one were Debian and Slackware. So probably Slackware, but Debian was released, I think, in the same year as Slackware, just a couple of months later. Didn't Slack start the Linux distro thingy? I think yes. Chili pepper. Do I stay with Mint? I think it's good, but I don't want to be treated like a noob. Chili pepper, I think you should stay with Mint for as long as you feel like it is doing you a good favor. And when you find something that is missing in Linux Mint, then go for our next one, because you have to have an idea of what you don't like in order to try to fix what you don't like by using a different distro. That's my opinion, right? Zoran Mosterlic, welcome into the stream. I'm not normal, never was. Good. Iceblade says, like the median of average. X GUI 4 Studio, so I'm not normal. Zoran is laughing. ArcBoyX, if you are interacting with people like me, I'll be very toxic to others, but feel free to use whatever you want. ArcBoyX, I don't believe you. I don't believe you that you're toxic. You seem pretty normal to me. Just don't care about people. Lance Stu. Okay, this is difficult. Stutzel. Lance Stutzel. Choosing a distro is fun. You bring your skills and preferences. That's why distro hopping is fun. ArcBoyX, as I said, Debian Fedora, Arch manually, and then just whatever you see interesting. Chili Pfeffer, wow, real freedom. Iceblade, we are chatting so much, he will never catch up. I am trying, Iceblade, I'm trying. ArcBoyX is LOLing. No, Arch is not difficult, it's the starting ground. Install it manually. Like, yay, GNOME is all the same on every distro. Andy242 says, yeah. Darklight, welcome into the stream. I feel like Arch was easier because it was easier to make my own. Well, please catch up, scroll down. The chat is scrolling on its own. I'm just reading too slow. Johan B. Peppermint 8 in 2017 was my very first distro. ArcBoyX says, yes, Debian, the granddaddy. Chili Pfeffer, good to know, thanks. Lance, the founder of Debian, committed suicide, unfortunately. I met him in China working for Sun. The thing with the Mr. Ian, the one that made Debian, if you didn't know, Debian means Deborah and Ian. That was his girlfriend, who didn't really have anything to do with Debian, except putting her name into the distro title. But yeah, he was, as far as I read on the internet, Ian was being, how would I put it in English? People were, I can't remember the word, sorry, but other people are to blame for what happened to Ian. And nobody really helped him when he needed the most. When he needed help the most. So what happened is a great unfortunate to the entire Debian community, in my opinion. Debian gave birth to most of the distros. Yes, but I do have the opinion on my own on whether these other 200 distributions based on Debian truly should be called distributions. But that's my personal opinion. Arboy says, I think Debian is named after him and his ex-wife. His girlfriend, as far as I know, but close enough. Muhammad Wagih, welcome into the stream, and hello to Egypt. Try harder, Iceblade. Gensto is probably the hardest distro. Maybe. XGUI 4 Studio says Debian have way too much old packages. Well, that's the reason why I'm on Arch Linux at the moment, and I don't think that this is an actual problem. Oh, I skipped some of the comments. Sorry. The Aimer on Twitch said the only reason I use Arch is because I use Tiling Window Manager and I hate having multiple DA configs on my system. Do you have a Discord server? If not, I think it would be a good idea. Reci na našem. Šta da kažem na našem? Ako počnem pričati na našem jeziku, onda će ljudi biti jako zbunjeni i neće niko ništa razumjeti šta pričam i onda će se jako čuditi šta pričam i onda će biti hrpa upitnika u chatu i onda će biti onako what is this guy saying? I'm just joking, but our friend from Twitch chat wanted me to switch languages for a moment. I was actually wanting to... yes, the Discord thing. I used to have Discord and then I killed it because I would prefer to stay away from proprietary software as much as it is reasonably possible. And I truly understand that Discord is a big hype, and it's the thing, right? It's in and it's popular. But if you want to join my Discord room, well, you can find it on Matrix, and the link to my Matrix room is below this video. Not on Twitch though. Check it out on my YouTube video because I haven't set up my Twitch fully yet. Aha, u kontekstu Debiana. Sorry. Johan B says no, Linux from scratch is the hardest one. Well, Linux from scratch is not a distribution. Linux from scratch is just a book which teaches you how to make Linux. So it's not actually a distribution. Distribution is something that you can install, and Linux from scratch you cannot install it. It's just a book. I know what you mean, but I still am trying to state the fact that Linux from scratch is a book and not software. Gentoo to compile or not to compile. Local Ken, welcome into the stream. Yeah, I used to use Gentoo for clusters back in the day. Iceblaze says gibberish. No, that was Croatian or Serbian Croatian, depending on how you view it, because it's pretty similar. Iceblade say we try to use Matrix here. Yep, we do use Matrix, and the link is below. Darklight says, I'm finally getting into Fedora with Nobara because it is optimized for my needs with gaming, development, content creation, and streaming. Yeah, Nobara is a good pre-configuration of Fedora. So from that perspective, it is good out of the box, yeah. And that is one of the reasons why I named or titled this video stream that Linux is easy, because there are plenty of people who actually invest a lot of effort into making it as easy as they can for you, and you only need to pick which one is the best tailored for your needs. I'm gonna read from my overlay now because people actually started to talk in both chats, and it's now easier to follow in the overlay. Lance says, I don't want to build a car. Same with Linux, but package management and configuration is fun. Yeah. Only final result is stable. Yeah, what I wanted to comment on the Debian thingy, yeah, because I switched from Debian to Arch Linux because I couldn't really work with such an old packages anymore, because at least from the perspective of a content creator, I need new software because I need to be able to test new software and have my opinion on new software. And on Debian, it's a lot harder. But Flatpak helped a lot with the GUI stuff, but still with the command line stuff, Debian is still behind, right? So either I will have to compile stuff or use stuff like DistroBox, but I still think Debian is really usable. Even if you need a newer software, you can get it. There are ways to get it, like DistroBox, Flatpak, how do we call them? I forgot the word. Backports, yeah, backports. And it's really easy and less painful than dealing with Windows bugs. On every distro I have used, I had total freeze, so I can do nothing, and only a hard reset worked to the computer again. Yeah, that's Windows. Should I try Hyperland? It is safe to disable secure boot while dual booting with Windows 11. Yeah, you can disable secure boot. Windows will not complain to. Okay, now the chat is gone outside of my overlay, and I can no longer catch up. I have to watch the actual chat now. Maybe I should decrease the font size or something. Robert Sabochanec. I apologize. Robert Sabochanec. Thank you very much for 5. Are you Croatian or Slovenian? Sabochanec sounds a little bit on the border between Slovenia and Croatia, so I can't tell from the surname in which country I can put you. Should you try Hyperland? I mean, why not? I made a couple of introductory videos, XGUI4 Studio, about Hyperland, and you can follow my instructions to install it on Arch Linux. It's actually very easy. The first time that you install Hyperland, you will have nothing on your screen, and it's a little bit frightening if you didn't read through the instructions. But if the Hyperland instructions are too much for you, you can just follow along my video, and it's just a couple of commands to get it fairly operational. Bradley, welcome into the stream. Hi there, I'm not a subscriber of yours, but got recommended your live stream because I watched Robert Elder Software streams. Okay, I actually don't know who Robert Elder Software is, to be honest. So if you don't mind, you can give me a hint, and I'm gonna check him out. Zephot, honestly I quad boot. Sometimes the one operating system ain't enough. Jeremy says Windows 11 is scourge though, so go for it. Robert says Croatian. Okay, good. Thank you very much once again. Eugenio Gonzato, hi from Italy, and hello back to Italy. A lot of neighbors here. Darklight, I did clusters on Proxmox, and it's great for so many things. I actually started playing around with virtual machines these days. I also made a couple of videos on those. I might switch to Proxmox eventually, but before I do switch to a point-and-click adventure such as Proxmox, I want to learn the guts of kernel virtual machine, like fully manually, because it's kind of important for me to learn everything from the inside out before I switch to stuff like Proxmox, which is it's basically a point-and-click adventure game. Ahmed, hi Dart, what do you think of Ubuntu's plan to replace the GNU core utils? I think it sucks. But when you look at it from the advancement perspective, Ahmed, if the Rust people, programmers, if they are making another set of core utils which can do the same as the GNU ones, but faster, then I can't really complain about the slower version of software being phased out, because at the end of the day, Linux distributions are the ones who are going to stick with the Stallman's team, I mean the GNU team, or they will switch to the new Rust stuff. Every distribution can choose for their own. And, if we don't like what Ubuntu is doing, then we are free not to use Ubuntu, right? And just show them that we don't want this stuff. But generally, I think if the team B is better than team A in terms of performance and making software better, then who am I to say that we shouldn't switch to the better software? From that perspective, it's hard. It's hard to say, Rust is bad, we don't want to switch to Rust. But if the end result is better, then you know where I'm heading with this? It's not that I'm a fan of any politics that surrounds Rust. programming. I don't like it, but if the end product is better, then I would be stupid if I would say I don't want to use a better product. After all, free software is free software. Demlan Trap, they are replacing GPL with MIT license and not just the utils. Well, it's still free software. Bradley says you and Robert Elder Software have eerily similar streams with the same content. You should check it out. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. Check it out after stream. Ubuntu is replacement. Instead of quad booting, you can run VMs in containers. Wait, what is Proxmox? Iceblade, if nobody answered to you so far, Proxmox is a GUI user interface, like you click it with a mouse, and it does your virtual machines. So basically, you don't have to learn how virtual machines work. You just click to make them. So think of it what you will. There are some idiots who use Arch over any sort of Arch-based distro just to show their supremacy. Arch is not gonna make you a wizard. In fact, Debian has a better chance of doing so. I'm the one who uses Arch instead of Arch-based distros. So that kind of makes me an idiot, I know, but I like, how do I put it? I prefer the actual distributions and not the ones that pretend to be a distribution, but working on top of the 95% of the work that someone else did. If that makes sense to you, fine. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry. ArcBoyX, I think me, Stallman, and Linus is angry at Ubuntu's Rust utils move. I don't know. There are so many fanboy in Arch Linux. That's I don't have a fact, but it does feel like a correct thing to say. Ahmed, so do you think they suck because of the permissive licensing? No, I said that sucks because the GNU programmers are the ones who we owe a lot of thanks to the fact that we have the Linux ecosystem as we know it today. That's what sucks. What sucks is that they no longer can keep up with the new programmers, you know, and it sucks that I'm not saying me, but the ones who are going to replace the GNU core utils with Rust-based core utils, that's what sucks. It sucks to eject the legacy of what brought us to this point where we have an awesome operating system, right? I cannot complain about progress, but I think we should make sure to remember everyone who sorry, I'm not that good with English, but who contributed to getting us to this point. I think this is really important. It's not that big of a problem if the GNU core utils will be replaced for something better, if it's truly better. But I think it is really important to keep, giving them, once again, and my English, they need to be respected, basically until the end of time, in my opinion. Your stream is lagging? No, my stream is not lagging. I am lagging. That's why I'm reading the messages, because I cannot catch up. If you want me to read the latest messages, I can do that. But then I will not read them all. Cache OS, disable Wi-Fi, power management. I meant those who use Arch to say they're very Linux pro or something. They're not Linux pros just by using Arch Linux. They can be Linux pros because they're Linux pros, but using Arch doesn't make them Linux pros. Well, yeah. Fanboys in long socks. Long socks, okay. I use GNU General Public License 3. GNU. You use a license? That's kind of an odd thing to say. I use a license. Do you install a license and use it? Do you run a license? Arkboy says, I stand by Stallman. Stallman is a very important figure in our free software world. I miss the days when software was written to do a specific thing and there was no ideology or politics behind it. Of course, that just could be the rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia. No, it's not. No, it's not nostalgia. It's true. It's true. But what we can do, in my opinion, is not divide ourselves in two camps because of this. I think we should all stick together in the name of free software and not make internal wars, because dividing ourselves in two camps makes us weaker. The problem with Linux that you have to start with beginner-friendly distros to reduce the learning curve. That's fine, Marshmallow24. Welcome into the stream. The license of Linux is GPL. Yeah, GPL version 2 for Linux. I'm still a noob, Johan says. I think Ahmed says, I think he means he uses the license in the software he makes for something. ArcByX says he uses GPL3 license in my repositories. Oh, so you're a software developer. Okay, that part I missed. Muhammad says internet is very slow on Fedora 41. I don't know. I think Ubuntu's new utils are going to be MIT. It could be. Vladimir Mishev, hi all. Hi to you back. Welcome in. Jeremy, us on Windows World started the same way. 1,000,000% no ideology and politics is what I want. Yeah, I agree. And the reason how we can accomplish this is by ignoring it. Just stick to the free software and ignore the politics. Just filter it out from your brain. Don't react. If you see someone trying to, I don't know, infect you with their politics, just filter them out. If you cannot handle this kind of input, just filter them out. Don't feed them. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying to hate anyone. Don't hate people. Don't hate people. I want us all to work together. It's just that if you don't want such things in free software communities, just filter them out. Like put a firewall on your head and drop packets from them. Like when something from the direction of those politically charged people comes towards you, just drop those packets. You use any firewall you can. Just drop the packets. I'm not even kidding. Bradley says the political pressure to ban all Russian contributors to the Linux kernel and other US-based institutions was a shame. Yeah, it's a big shame. It's a big shame. Like every other country, Russians have very talented programmers, and every lost programmer in the free software community is a big loss for us. Every single one of them. XGUI for Studio says I'm a student developer. Okay. ArcBoy X, I have currently 200 commits repository with my Hyperland.files. and made a bash script to install them, which made me learn bash. Do to learn, don't learn to do. All right. I switched Marshmallow24. I switched to Linux due to privacy, cost, and other reasons. The KDE UI is better than Windows 11. Yeah, I like KDE. I'm on KDE right now. Vladimir says, missed first 45 minutes. I'm busy downloading kernel source in hope I can solve my TTY scroll problem. TTY scroll has been dropped from Linux kernel years ago. ArcBoy X, I only know the bash scripting language, still make more impressive stuff than most people. So I love GNU Bash. Bash scripting is fun. I agree. It's fun. You mean to be... yeah, whatever. I hate no one, dislike yes, but hating no. Okay. Lance, nobody can force you to believe anything. Follow cultures and appreciate. Jeremy says, I don't know, a Russian fork of Linux independently developed might bring out some interesting features that can be merged in later or taken a different direction that is more beneficial in some aspects. Anything is possible, and I can't predict it, but it is possible. Jeremy says, I don't know, I don't know. Okay. Xfutse for me, Johan B. Vladimir says, thanks to that ban, I got interested in Linux, and I'm now ruining alt. Okay. Ahmed says, I can't relate to most of the political drama in the Linux space. They don't even mean anything in the part of the world where I am. So I'm watching and laughing from far away. Ahmed, I actually agree with you very much. I am from a Balkan country, Eastern European part of the world. And here, none of these political activisms tend to... how do I say? It's funny to watch, yeah. It's funny to watch because we don't really feel it, right? It's we are kind of a third world country, and in a fairly good way, I would say. So I understand very much what you meant. XGUI4 Studio, you skip one of my... First you complain that I'm reading too slow, and then I speed up, and then you complain about skipped packets or dropped packets. So what's it gonna be? Do you want me to read everything and be slow? Or do you want me to be fast and skip packets? Because when you use the UDP connection, some packets are going to get lost in the traffic. You can't have everything. If you use TCP/IP, then you can catch up with everything, but it's going to be slower with all of the error correction and stuff. Politics have been a thing since forever. Of course it was. But in the beginning of the free software, it wasn't that much pronounced. I really like how GNOME looks. GNOME is clean. GNOME is clean. I don't use it, but it's really clean, and from the visual standpoint, it's really nice. Iceblade says we want to complain just to complain. Yes. GNOME for me moves fast. Bradley says, to be honest, the political overthrow and division of open source communities suspiciously aligns with interests of big tech and our reliance of paid software. Yeah, I agree on that. And this is why I made another video in which I said that we should stick together. No matter the political division that is really succeeding in separating us into camps, I think we should ignore all that and stick together. Stick together as free software communities against the reliance on proprietary software. I really think that we should all stick together. If we can find ways to tolerate each other, because I can filter out stuff that I don't want to be aligned with and focus on free software. Can the other side do that? I don't know. Can every individual do that? I don't know. Are we even allowed to run Linux with our beards? Of course. Shouldn't we be running BSD and through 64? I run BSD. I run BSD as well. It's on my laptop. So I'm not against BSDs. I like all of the free software. As long as it's not proprietary, it's good. BSDs are good. I can't use Qdistro. Who will hat me? Because they will bend me. I try to read it as you wrote it. I use FreeBSD on a VM. If you like making money, great. If you don't, also okay. I'm sorry your stream is lag loading in YouTube. I don't believe it. Just refresh the page. My webpage says that my stream is excellent and healthy, and nobody else is complaining. So just refresh the page, and it should be fine. Also, if you have a problem with YouTube, you can switch to Twitch. You'll get the same experience with Twitch. He forgot Twitch again. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot Twitch again. It is because I'm trying to read. Okay, let me not read. Give me a second. I'm going to expand my chat. Let's make it 650 wide. Okay, now it will fit a little bit more on the screen. Now it's a bit large, but it should fit more of the text. Now I'm not going to forget Twitch. Now I'm gonna read only what's on my stream, and if I skip something, so be it. I'm running FreeBSD with KD632. Okay, so that's not Lance. So that's not in the quarterly, right? So that's in the fast-moving repository. Yeah, YouTube is fine for me, no problem. So likely your end. I use the software best suited for the situation I require the software, and if I can afford it or find it on the side of the internet. That makes sense. No lagging here. Maybe you should refresh the stream. That helps most of the times. What non-Vogue distribution I should try? Well, there are two of them. One is RPM based, OpenMandriva. The other one is Dev1. That one is Debian, basically, and also doesn't have the init daemon that everybody uses. Anyways, Dev1 will come with the sysvinit, but it's pretty much Debian in any other way. And the other non-Vogue is OpenMandriva. Pretty good distribution. They have a rolling one and a non-rolling one. Terminal not GUI looks classic, pretty cool. And there is alt. I actually don't know alt. Not bringing in politics, just pick any distro you like using. I do agree with that, but I kind of wanted to answer his question in the way he asked it. Debian is... I mean, if people ask a question, I tend to answer the question in a way that it was asked and not tell people, like, if people ask me which distribution should I use, I will not answer to their question, don't use a distribution, use Windows. That was not the question, right? I want to answer the question in the way it was asked. And then I can share my opinion on the rest of it. But it is really important not to annoy people, because I think if people ask a genuine question, they do deserve a genuine answer, even if I don't agree with where it leads. Debian is currently infected with woke ideology in their internship program, exclusionary to males, specifically white and Asians. If that gives you any pause in using an otherwise excellent software, then I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm not saying it's not true, but If you start picking, I mean, Linux is very limited in the scope of what it can do in compared to Windows when it comes to proprietary software, right? Free software is not that big. I think you know what I mean by that. And if you start cherry picking the distributions which are generally technically awesome, and then decrease the amount of the software that you used to be able to use to to being like this large, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I'm not telling you to use a distribution for which you believe it hates you. I will not even attempt to force you. I'm just saying that Debian is excellent software. So if you can get past beyond the fact that they're doing something in the world that you don't like, I don't know. Think about it. Think about it. What is more important to you? Are we here for free software and good software? Or are we here to boycott everything that we don't agree with and then basically work our way into destroying the entire free software community? Because I think all of this division will basically end us, not as people, but as a free software community. I think it's not good. I'm not saying don't use Debian, just be aware and shame the higher ups in your organization. That I do agree. I do agree with that. The Debian Voc internship doesn't even affect most people anyway, not unless you're actually applying for the internship. You can apply not for an internship, you can apply for an actual Debian developer and maintainer. They do accept white males, so I don't even know what Voc is. Don't even try to understand it. If you don't know what it is, I think you are in a really, really good place in your life. And I would give you an honest advice. Don't even attempt to find out what the word woke means nowadays. It used to mean something really nice and positive back in the day. Nowadays, it's being used for all kinds of bullshit. Don't even try to understand it. It's genuinely better for you to not care about this word. I could care less who makes it. If it's good free software, I'll use it. I agree with that. I feel like it's better to just have multiple options to get the best of all worlds. Yeah, yeah. Johan. Hmm. My coffee got cold. I forgot to drink it. Slight change of topics. What text editor do you use? Well, I use anything that comes close to my fingertips. If I need to edit really, I have all span of software that I use. If I need to make a really quick edit, I use Nano because I kind of have a lot of experience with it. If I want to edit something larger, then I use Emacs because I'm learning it and trying to get a good feeling about how could I make it work for me. Sometimes I use Vim, but usually when it's a default editor somewhere, until I install Emacs for myself. And I also use Kate on the desktop. Time for a shameless plug. It's not a plug. It's just my coffee. Yuck, cold coffee. Yeah, I agree. I should warm it up in the microwave or something. Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is based on the what's the name of the Chromium project? Help me out. Help me out. What is Visual Code based on? I know what I want to say, but I forgot. Basically, I don't like the Electron. Yeah, I don't like Electron. How it feels. It doesn't feel. It doesn't. It feels like a web page, which it is. Anyone else that removed Firefox, or don't you care about their new terms of use? I'm still unsure if these terms of use apply to me, who doesn't download the the Firefox binary from their official source. I actually don't know if this applies to me, because their terms of use say that these terms apply only to their binary from official sources. So if I download a binary from, I don't know, FreeBSD ports or Debian uh, something, do the terms apply here as well or not? I don't know. I use Nano from Terminal and Visual Studio Code for everything else. Well, that's fine. Nano is super easy to use. I've used VI from time to time, but I prefer Nano. VI and Emacs, they force you to learn their advantages before you can appreciate them. If you don't learn their advantages, then they're is useless. Then Nano is better if you don't want to learn the advantages of what Vim and Emacs can do for you. Electron is so ass. Waiting for Ladybird with bated breath. Yeah, everyone is. We are all waiting to see what comes out of that project. What about creating a conservative fork of Firefox named Blue Fox? Nobody is really making a proper fork of Firefox, so we are going to see. We're going to see where this leads, because Mozilla is still the only one who is developing Firefox and basically every other Firefox-based browser. I'm hooked on Chromium and use Edge for its features. You're going to be pleased to know that Mesa 25.1 now supports hardware video decoding on all Chromium-based browsers. But you have to wait for Mesa 25.1 to get that. So if you're using Chromium or anything Chrome-based on a laptop, this will save some battery for you, especially if you have a Ryzen CPU. Radeon GPU. Johan says I switched to Floor, but have Firefox still installed and updated, not because of the terms of use, but I just like Florp more. Florp is really cool. I actually like their rounded corners of web pages. That's kind of neat. Useless, but neat. And Vladimir switched to Brave on all of my operating systems. Vladimir, how do you put Brave on FreeBSD? Basically, WaterFox. JavaScript should have had limited use cases. Brave as backup. Okay, I had a realization the other day. Free software can be unintuitive on occasion because for-profit corporations can afford to run user experience studies and stay competitive in a market. True, but if you are a small developer, you should test on yourself and on your friends. I think that's a reasonable thing to do if you want some feedback. I use LibreWolf. I don't care what people say. Okay, let me just answer the phone for a second. I use LibreWolf. Don't care what people say about it because I have been using it. Okay, I need power control for sure because I sometimes run over the capacity and blackout. I don't need nor floating tabs because no touchscreen rounded corners. Um, but yeah, I don't need rounded corners. It's just nice to see a little bit of a difference, a touch of something new. That's all. I found a couple of interesting browsers. Slim browser. Okay. I can only run 2 of my 3 computers because of power consumption and blackouts. Okay. I wish more projects would charge for their programs. I think developers would become more motivated to add the polish that would be able to compete with proprietary software. Well, people could advertise their donations more, yeah. I think that would help. On FreeBSD, install Linux slash Brave dash Brave. I didn't know that. I didn't know it's packaged on FreeBSD. That's kind of cool. Thank you very much. I'm going to check it out. I like Home Assistant's monetization scheme. It's pretty nice. I won't pag for the wokeware. Pay. You meant pay. Okay. That is certainly you're right. Yeah. Don't pay for the software which you don't appreciate, basically. I mean, if you have some money to spare, invest them into the software that you appreciate. Make the developer feel appreciated, and then you're going to get a better product eventually. Evokeware, new term for me. Good term, very descriptive. Very descriptive, yeah. I'm still a bit sad that my coffee got cold. I found $15 worth of 2016 Bitcoin on a hard drive from a laptop I bought. Nice. Would the I cannot read this. Anticipis of Wokeware be baseware? Could be. If I understood what you meant, I think you're close enough with the definition. The only software I boycott is proprietary software. Good. I agree with that. But also, if you need to get stuff done in your life and when you don't have a choice, then I wouldn't really avoid all of it if you really need it. But it would be better if we could all tell the proprietary software developer that they should switch to free software licensing. That would be awesome. Do you have a UPS that might help unstable input power to stable power to PC? Yeah, that could help. I might have thought it was 15,000 at first. Yeah, I have to use proprietary software for school. Martin Owens from Inkscape has nice scheme where users directly support development. Yeah, there are multiple softwares like that where developers actually give people a chance to invest into new features. Yes, sometimes school forces us to attend classes on stuff like Teams and Zoom. Yeah, what can you do about it? Bread on Penguins has a pretty good statement on using proprietary software. Basically, it's not always possible, and you're using proprietary software daily anyways. Your car, your fridge. Yeah, I watched that video of hers. I watched that one. Cars. I mean, my car is I'm not sure if I would call my car proprietary because my car doesn't have any software. I mean, my car doesn't have any computers in it. My car is a bit older model that has microcontrollers only. So it depends on whether you consider microcontrollers to be fed with a proprietary code or not. If you do, then my car is proprietary as well. But it's old enough not to have an operating system. So that's kind of nice. Also, my fridge is also very old model. Johan says I'm 64, so no more school for me. Avoiding proprietary software when needed is best until there is nothing else. The proof of concept is where the rubber meets the road. She wears nice sweaters. Well, okay. Okay. I like shirts. Microcode is still software. Yeah, from that perspective, then my car is proprietary as well. My Golf 2 is running on hopes and dreams. I sold my car after stopped working on February 27th last year. I would actually like to not be forced to own a car. Unfortunately, I have to have it. I like what Richard Stallman calls Internet of Things devices. He calls them the Internet of Things that shouldn't connect to the internet. Okay, I didn't know that. It's nice to have Ventoy to load multiple live distributions on and have useful tools and distros for use cases. Ventoy is actually proprietary software, but unfortunately, we have nothing of free software that is comparable. It's nice to. Okay, here in the USA, my fridge, toaster, even and power meter have Wi-Fi connections, and I might be scared. Yeah, none of my appliances have Wi-Fi. Literally none. The smartest appliance that I have in my entire house, except for the TV, TV is kind of granted, right? Is my washing machine, which can be programmed via NFC. So you place your phone, you touch the washing machine with your phone, and hand over the program for washing. That's the only way. Wait, Vento is not free and open source software? No, it's proprietary. I always thought home appliances having Internet of Things devices built in was super weird. And it remains to be super weird and totally unnecessary, in my opinion, but people will be people and they want modern stuff, right? I had Golf 1 while living back in Joburg. No computers of any kind, yeah. He calls iPads iBads, calls service as a software as a service as a software. Stallman also calls Facebook users as useds. Like Facebook is using them, so they're not users; they are useds. Vento is licensed under GPL. No, it's not. Let me check that. I mean, I could be mistaken, but Vento is an open source tool to create bootable USB drive. Okay, let's find the license. No mention of the license here. Downloads document. Let's see what the document says. About secure boot. Ventoy, how Ventoy works. Plugins, compatible. Ventoy license. Here we go. Ventoy is composed by many open source projects and some code developed by myself. All the code developed by myself follows GPL version 3 license. For these open source projects, some I modify their source code and some I directly use their libraries or binaries. All the modified code follow the same license and the project itself. You can get detailed license information in the license directory of Ventoy. So I suppose this was the problem that I kind of remembered. The binaries part. Downloads. GitHub. License. Okay. I don't think that I want to read all of these, but license 7Z. LGPL. License admin. Okay, whatever. License EDK. BSD2 clause. Fat file system. BSD. imdisk. GPL license. libfuse. GPL license. I'm just skipping randomly. minixzip. I guess that's GPL as well. squashfs. GPL. Vimboot. GPL. Unmodified binary distribution license. The GNU General Public License provides a legal guarantee that software covered by it remains free. Okay, this is too much for legal reading right now. Generally, I suppose I was wrong about this being proprietary, but there was something related to Ventoy about it being partially not open source even. Let me ask a chatbot. I suppose I'm wrong. So what can I do? I apologize for misleading you on this one. Ham radio from a balcony. Welcome in. Stallman eats his own feet. Yeah. It's if it's tasty for him, then why not? Stallman is a funny guy. Facebook users are the product. It's on their GitHub repo. It has binary blobs. It could be that part was a little bit problematic, but I'm going to do a bit more research into this after the stream. I don't care about binary blob. I care more about if it's not wokeware. Well, that's fair. That's fair. Remember, kids, GPL is often used by those who don't give a something about politics because it mostly addresses the devs' concerns regarding their code. False. A lot of Linux distros are GPL and are woke. Define it yourself. Feel free to define it yourself. Bradley, remember, kids, half of the time corporations don't give us something about any license stipulations you have in place. XGUI4 Studio says that he's not a kid. He's not even talking to you. Jeremy says a license is only good if it's going to be legally enforced. Well, if you're using GPL version 3 license, then Free Software Foundation might be inclined to help you. They might not, I don't know. But if you pledge your software to the GNU project, I think that's when they are kind of required to legally protect you from basically theft of your code, because you can pledge your whatever software you make to the GNU project if you want. YouTuber apology time. Yeah. I was pretty sure that that it was somewhat proprietary, but now it might not be that much proprietary as I thought. Qualt 95. I don't think woke matters that much. It's just software anyway. We all ended up not using software we had a disagreement with. We wouldn't be using any piece of software at all. Exactly what I said half an hour ago. Just ignore the bullshit and live your Zen life, so to speak. Aimer says, do I run a free open source software on my phone? Nope. I have a proprietary phone. I have two phones actually. One is proprietary and one is free and open source software. The one that is mine has free and open source software, and the other one provided by my company, that one is unfree. I'm glad I brought it up, so now you can use it if you like. I actually use Ventoy, but it doesn't work with every Linux distribution. Some Linux distributions cannot be installed from Ventoy. It is difficult to enforce licenses. The code is open out there. How will you prevent someone? At least the GPL is scary to them because of the risk if they get caught. Lineage OS on my two phones. This one is E operating system, basically based on Lineage. Most of the time you can't, but if they try to commercialize it or becomes large enough to be noticed, that's when the license holder can take legal action. Iron Fox for Android is legit. I have an Apple phone, but I'd love to get a Linux phone too. The closest that we got to a really, really usable Linux phone was in 2011 when Nokia made the N9 phone. I had it, and it was really advanced at the time and absolutely awesome. And then Nokia decided to hire people from Microsoft to help them run the company. And imagine the Linux project phone was killed immediately, literally day one. And then they switched to Windows Phone. Like totally unexpected, right? Linux phones are unusable. It depends on what you expect from a phone, I think. Android runs on Linux, yeah, that's true, but he meant the Linux phones with KDE and stuff like that. In my opinion, the future of Linux smartphones lies in distro immutability and better Droid compatibility. Perhaps. I'm not too keen on helping Google with their, with their Android thing. I'm not a fan of Android, but if that's the only way, if there truly isn't any other way to get a good and compatible Linux phone, then so be it, I suppose. KDE has a Linux phone, I believe. Yeah, they are working on something. There is some software that you can use. I am at the point where I use my phone for a couple of games and messages my wife and web browser usage. I've made maybe 4 outgoing calls in the last year and received maybe 2 legitimate. Yesterday I received like 40 phone calls. Just yesterday. So web apps were an awesome idea with the Firefox phone before Google told them to stop. I don't like web apps either. So many repositories will probably end up becoming deprecated for the lack of maintainers. Ubuntu phone was a flop. Yeah, I was actually interested in buying that one, and it never happened. Portico, I'm so popular. I'm not popular. That's just my work. I play games which are closed source. Yeah, everyone plays games which are closed source. That's the gaming life. That's the life of a gamer. Damn it, my spelling. Florp has web apps. Firefox phone was when Mozilla started going downhill. Maybe. I lost one of my box. Here it is. Give me a second. Yeah. So, to neki live stream. Between the iPhone and Android choices, I have this opinion of mine. It's a little bit subjective, but I still want to share it a couple of more times until I find someone who has at least a similar story as I do. So I'm not too keen on deciding whether I want a free software phone or should I stick with a proprietary software on my phone, or should I use an iPhone or should I use an Android, and which one is better, which one is worse, which one is more in line with the free software lifestyle or stuff like that. Basically, what my ultimate end goal is to switch back to this one. I want to switch back to this phone. Literally. I don't want to have anything to do with any smartphones whatsoever, ever again, if I can. However, the problem is I switched to this phone. I switched to this phone a couple of months ago. I used only this one for a full month. And basically, I can do it. I can adapt my my own life to using this for phone calls and a couple of messages. But the problem that comes with switching back to this is that everyone else around me expects me to have a smartphone. other people expect of me to have a smartphone. My wife wants to send me messages and pictures on my phone and expects me to be able to respond immediately. All of my friends expect me to be able to respond immediately and not on SMS, but on the software of their choice, right? And they want to send me live pictures and stuff like that. My job expects of me to have a smartphone where I can install two-factor authentication applications, which they prescribe for my work. I have to have them. If I don't, I cannot do my job. Banking. This is avoidable, I suppose. I can do banking again on my computer, but it is kind of a pain. So there are more of the things. I don't really miss the camera. I don't really miss the camera on this. I have a different camera that I can take photos with, but generally, I would love if I could adapt the world around me to honor and respect my choice of a phone. And in that regards, I would switch back to a 20 years old Nokia phone. Hello, doggy. Vladimir says, yeah, my wife entered the apartment and the dog sounds the alarm. I wonder what will happen to Firefox once Google is forced to sell Chrome. Mozilla could die and bankrupt. In theory. I use YouTube Revanced on Android because YouTube ads are really bad. What about the GreyJ application? GreyJ can also watch YouTube on Android in a neat kind of way. Vladimir says, I didn't use any smartphone before 2022. I was actually a smartphone early adopter. I have been a smartphone user since, I don't know, Nokia. Wait a second. I think this is my first smartphone. Here. I forgot what the name is. Maybe it says on the back. Nokia 6680. If I can read this tiny text. I think it says 6680. I'm pretty sure this was my first smartphone. So go check the year of release of Nokia 6680. I use my phone as a tool and I set boundaries, and everyone knows to text first and that it could take a while because I only use my phone when I need it. A dark light, that is the most that is the most how do I put it? That is the most probable way that I could handle my problems with smartphones. Some banks like Intesa here are switched to phone only. You can't do transactions on the computer, only from the phone. Yeah, I understand that. In my country, there are no such banks. Every bank can work from a computer, but they do give a lot of attention to their phone apps. I don't know about my fridge needing a software update though. Don't buy such fridge. Sadly, my wife and I pay for YouTube Premium reasons, but no ads. I don't have ads on YouTube. Importing your YouTube subs into GreyJ doesn't work for me. Okay. I don't have that many subs, so I can do that manually. You need the update so you can get food-related ads. I also use a smartwatch and use it as a phone more than my actual phone. Yeah, smartwatch. I have it, but I do my best not to use it at all because I get a lot of anxiety from my health issues, and the smartphone only makes it worse for me. So I already dropped smartphone, and now I use this. Sorry, the focus doesn't work, but I replaced my smartphone for this. Why doesn't it focus? Stupid camera. I apologize for not being able to focus this, but trash camera. It is Casio, yeah. I replaced my smartwatch with that one because Casio is better for me. Most of the things people use smartphone for outside of legacy phone calls can be done using a Wi-Fi only device. Who said that? Jeremy. Jeremy, I am really planning. I'm really planning to try to transition all of the software that I use on a smartphone to a really portable laptop and see if that can work for me, like a 1 kilogram laptop. Maybe I could spend less time on a smartphone by doing that. Eimer on Twitch says this stream was really nice. I will come back some other time. I hope we can chat in Matrix sometimes. Have a nice day. I'm sorry that I skipped when he wrote that on Twitch, but thank you very much for hanging out. Casio Timex. It's Casio. It's Casio. Casio A700 WG maybe. I don't know. It's too tiny for me to read. Why doesn't this camera focus? Now it focuses. Okay. I made it. Success. My wife got me this as a present, sorry. Oh my god, I moved into a house with a Samsung fridge and that piece of garbage wouldn't connect with my Apple phone and it rotted my food. Fridge shouldn't rot your food. Is that the famous bomb maker's watch? I have no idea what that means. I had one like that Casio. You gotta love how we went from pocket watch, hand watch, pocket phone. There is a distribution for that. You can have your own phone service on your laptop. I don't want my phone on my laptop. I want to get as far away from a phone as possible and just use the regular free software on my laptop. I don't want anything that even reminds me on a phone on my laptop. I'm not arguing and I'm not being annoyed. I'm not being angry, but I do wish to emphasize on what my goal is. For example, on my phone, I use, email. One of the things that I do use on my phone is email. I want to delete email from my phone and use it on the laptop only. So whenever I need to receive or send an email, I will be forced to take the laptop out of my bag. I want this. I want my reliance and my need for a smartphone to decrease towards zero as much as possible. But I cannot do that with a 15-inch laptop. It has to be a smaller one so I can actually carry it around. What about WhatsApp? I can't live without this. I tried to make people contact me on Signal, but it was like fighting the windmills. I actually deleted WhatsApp the last summer, and I did have a lot of problems with people because of that, but eventually they all switched to Telegram because I told them so. And those who didn't switch, I told them to send me SMS or email, and they do. So it is a matter of principle for me, because if I tell people I simply don't want to use your application, like, force me, like, generally, like, try to force me and see what happens. I'm just saying, try to force me and see what happens. If you care about staying in contact with me, you are not going to force me into using some kind of software that I really don't want to use, because in that case, you really don't care about me, and we are not really friends. And I don't want to force people on Telegram. It's not that. Send me just a normal SMS if you need a quick message. Otherwise, call me. Like, really, call me. If we're friends, why text all day long? Call me. I'm not even joking. Call me. I can't make people send me SMS here because they cost money. Okay, that is a little bit unfortunate because they don't cost money here, but I don't know how to solve your problem, but yeah. Jeremy is following what I said very nicely. I just watched a video on that very topic. The chick said it's an urban myth and assured her audience is not true. I have no opinion either way. Vancha March, hey, welcome in. Local can prefixes. I managed to get pretty much all of my friends to Telegram, and I didn't force anyone. Some of them left in the meantime, but where I was heading with this, I don't think that people need to have the exact same application in order to stay friends. It is convenient, but if you base your friendship on having a certain application installed on a phone, what kind of a friendship is that? No, I'm just asking a question here. Mario Sotelo says the only reason I use WhatsApp is because I'm in the United States and my family is in Mexico. That's the only way to get a hold of me without paying. If you don't have any problems with WhatsApp, then there is no problem. The only thing that I argued is that I have a problem with WhatsApp. And if people don't want to talk to me because I don't have WhatsApp, then so be it. I couldn't care less about those people. What happened to just dropping you a visit? Well, some of my friends live really far away, so from that perspective, I can understand the need to stay in touch, right? But in the month where I was using only this, I wasn't using any kind of instant messaging application, and I told all of my friends, if they need me, call me, and if they are not in the position to call me, then drop me an email. And they actually did, and it was actually lovely. It was actually lovely not to get an email that consists of 4 words, and then another email with 3 more words, and then another email of 5 more words, like text messaging usually goes. but rather when someone sends you a private email, they actually type one. It's usually not a chat. So that was rather nice. Like one email per day. And it makes a good chat. X is a cesspool. I stay far away from that crap. I don't know what cesspool means. I guess 3 if you include Discord. I still have Discord installed. I just do my best not to use it because for some communities I have to have it installed. For example, Hyperland. I want to be able to talk to Hyperland people, and they are only on Discord. Johan B says, "Gotta go. Have a nice weekend, everyone." Thank you very much for dropping by, and have a nice weekend as well. Jeremy says, "I'm feeling attacked." Okay. IRTS was great. IRTS still is great. We can still use it if you want. We can still use IRTS. I actually have a Linux Renaissance channel on IRTS. Nobody is there because I don't advertise it because I'm not sure that anyone would actually want to use it, but I do have it. Oops, wrong server. What's going on here? Okay, now it works. Here it is. So that's my IRTS channel on Libera Chat, but as I said, I didn't advertise it anywhere, so people sometimes come and go, but see that nothing is going on, and then they leave. I don't know what is the chance of even attempting to get people on board on IRTS nowadays. I would like it if it could be possible, but generally, it all comes down to Matrix, right, as the best middle ground solution between proprietary and actually having the convenience of something that feels like Discord. Jeremy says, was yes, a lot of the people I used to chat with are gone. A lot of the networks I was on are gone. Mario Sotelo says, on a different topic, your content is getting better and better. Oh, thank you very much, Mario. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go myself as well. See you tomorrow on the learning session. Bye, everyone. Bye, Iceblade. Ahmed says Discord is usable in the browser. Don't have their Electron client crap install. That is one of the possibilities, yes. Vancha says, as a developer, I love it. I just haven't ever used it. I made an IRTS client though, and it was so simple. Wish more protocols were so straightforward and pragmatic. Ahmed says, or use Vesktop, a free and open source Discord client, but it violates the terms of service. Yeah, I can just not use Discord at all, and I don't care. I prefer my chat programs to be in its own window, not a tab. Yeah, me too. Me too. Put the link in description. Link for what? For Matrix? Link for my Matrix already is in the description below this video. But I guess I can paste it in chat as well. Give me a second. They have implemented it is sorry, I'm playing my own videos to find the link to my Matrix room. Copy link address. Copy link address. Copy link. Oops. What did I do? Oh, stupid YouTube redirect. There we go. My Matrix room. Is IRTS really still a thing? Yes, it is. Yes, it actually is. Look. Look, you go to Emacs, and since I joined, well, there is not too much of a chat right now, but some people are actually chatting right now here, right? So, or you go to networking. Look, this chat is happening right now live in the networking room. People discussing networking. So, IRS definitely is a chat. Crap. How do I go back? How do I go back? I cannot read your name. RSK Nor. Risknor. Risknor, thank you very much for 200 NOK. And I apologize for not knowing what NOK is, but there are a lot of currencies in the world. Norwegian crown. Okay. Actually, that's a lot of money, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for 200 Norwegian crowns. I have to start remembering. It's rune. Rune. Why rune? Oh, rune. You say rune for a crown, right? Okay. We are nerds. We love IRTS, of course. Ahmed says. Yeah, it's nice. It's just hard to get people on board nowadays. I have to adapt, at least with the Matrix room. I don't really. Another Linux YouTuber who has like 50,000 subscribers told me that I am making a mistake by choosing Matrix over Discord, and that I'm going to get very few people into my Matrix room. And I literally told him, I don't care. The channel that I'm having, it's about my videos and my communities, and whoever wants to be a part of this community is absolutely free to join us. And if not being present on Discord is a deal breaker for you, then you're not genuinely a good fit for this community, in my opinion. It's not that I don't want people in the community, it's just that if you insist on me having a Discord, then you may not be entirely compatible with the whole topic of my content in general. That's all. So I think Matrix is good. It's a good solution. So if you want to join the chat, you are absolutely free to join the chat. If you want to have a Discord room, then make one. Ron is Ron is your first name. Okay, okay, Ron. Vancha says, thanks for sticking to the principles. Well, Vancha, listen, it's not really hard to stick to principles when you're not giving up on anything, because the Linux ecosystem in general and the free software ecosystem in general, they have a lot of stuff available. And I don't really feel that I am giving up on anything that I'm going to miss, right? The only difference between Discord and the Matrix is that Discord is really popular and it has a lot of users. That's the only real difference. And all of the people who are addicted to Discord, I don't know, stickers and roles and stuff like that. None of that matters. It's all FUD. It's all side quests that detract from the conversation. Because when you see people talking in my chat on Matrix, usually it's a conversation and not talking about how to configure our Discord rooms, how to add more roles, how to get more colors on their names, how to get icons. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And people just come to talk about Linux and free software. So I think now that I have said all of this out loud, now I think Matrix is better than Discord. Ahmed says the XMPP is awesome too. It's good in a way, but maybe not for this purpose. Jeremy says, okay, all let's chant now. One of us, one of us, one of us, one of us. I'm just being silly, yeah. It's hard to stick to principles when you were never taught any. Glares at young generations. There is some truth to that, yeah. My first distros was Red Hat. Rune says, then I moved on to Gentoo. Arch is a way easier. Thank you, Rune. Arch is easy. Arch is easy. Thank you very much for saying this. Jeremy says, my first Slackware in about 1999. Sorry for skipping the Twitch chat. Shocks for Life, teach me Linux. Shocks for Life on Twitch, if you're still in chat, join my live stream tomorrow, which is in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like in 30 hours from now. We have a Linux classroom where we actually learn Linux from inside out. So roughly in 30 hours, there will be a live stream with roughly 15 of us who are learning Linux together. But we are learning it from its inside out, and there is a whole lot to learn. So if you want, like me, to teach you Linux, join us all and let's learn together. When someone starts with my role, I prefer to stay off Discord. Major Gnussens joined the stream. Welcome in, Major Gnussens, one of my very, very favorite person who leaves comments on my videos occasionally, and one of the people who wants to stay away from YouTube for as much as he can. If I remember correctly, because you used to spend too much time on YouTube and you want to cut it down. But still, one of my favorite people who leaves comments on my videos. Major Gnussen says, I just joined. I kind of started hating IRTs when I found most servers leaked users' IP addresses to one another by default. The need to set up and maintain a bouncer to stay present is a hassle too. Major Gnussens, I don't think that bouncer is truly necessary. And why I think that is because the way I grew up with IRTs is we used it as a coffee bar. For example, me and two of my friends go to a coffee bar and we are now sitting at the same table and talking and drinking whatever we are drinking, right? And then someone else joins us and joins the conversation, and he doesn't know what we talked about before he joined. And now he's a part of the conversation until he goes away home. This is how I see it. You join the conversation when you have time to live chat with people, and when you no longer have the time, then you go away and you're no longer here. I think this is a very good way to have a quality conversation with people, because do you really need a chat history from what everyone else talked about when you weren't in the room? Me personally, I don't think that's important, but a lot of people kind of feel a fear of missing out from not having the entire chat history for the entire chat room. I think forum is for that, and chat is for being present in the room. Yeah, Matrix gives you a history, but I don't see too much value in that history because I treat it as just a chat. Vancha says, 100% agree. I'm convinced that the majority of people are perfectly able to do all their stuff on Linux. The ones that don't think, the ones that don't, I think, aren't are more the exception than the rule. Ahmed says, I'm 20. Okay, Vancha says, an application being free software goes a long way for making it better than the competition. True that. Breakfast is ready, Jeremy says. Vancha says, what does leak IP address means? IRTS is literally TCP connection to other people, right? Also dealing with mobile and flaky connections. Another reply to Major Gnussens. IRTS I don't use on mobile at all. I tried. I really didn't like the experience, and I simply decided that whenever I use IRTS, I use it the old school way. I sit at my computer, I fire it up, I join. If I had my WeChat inside my TMUX, then yeah, I have the history, but I don't really read it. I just continue from the point where when I actually physically joined with my body and not when my account joined the room. And I then chat with people until I'm no longer available to chat, and then I say goodbye. And either I put myself to sleep on IRTS or I just quit entirely. It doesn't really make any difference. The only difference when it does make is when I actually ask people for help on IRTS, and when I have to do something around my house, and then I tell them literally in the chat that I'm going to be around, but I'm going to be away for a couple of minutes. And then I intentionally put myself as away, because when I go back, then WeChat gives me all of my mentions that were unread while I was away. But those aways are not usually that long. The longest one I do is maybe for a lunch or something like that. But generally, I consider this chat like one session. Maybe I'm talking too much into detail about this. It's just how I'm used to be using it, and I don't really feel the need to change. I don't want to adapt to the modern smartphone culture. Is that a thing? The Libera chat server, that one has the option to register with their nick server, and you could get an IRTS cloak so that your host name is in no way being shown. I think cloak is nice. It serves its purpose in many ways, right? Also to verify that you are who you are. Major Gnussen says, yes, the always-on culture introduced by the internet-connected smartphone. I gotcha, yeah. Maybe we can demonstrate something to Vancha here. Let's go back to IRTS. So let me make it a bit bigger. So you can see my nickname here. So I'm Dartix here because Dart was busy. I can type slash who is Dartix, okay? And it will answer to me here. So Dartix has used, oops, sorry. I clicked by accident. So my who is query says that, where am I? Here, okay, sorry. Dartix, he has username Dartix at user/Dartix. So what the part behind the at sign is, this is a cloak. This is an IRTS cloak where the server replaces your host name with something custom, right? You can see which rooms I'm joined in. You can see which server I'm currently connected to. You can see that I'm using secure connection. Okay, so here you can see my IP address, but I don't think that this is something that other people can see. And don't worry about me showing my IP on the live stream. My IP address always changes, so this doesn't mean anything in real life. Let me see someone else. Let's go to Debian. For example, Z+. Who is Z+? Let's see who is Z+. Okay, this is another user with the cloak. Let's go to Linux. For example, I don't know, A Phantom. A Phantom. I'm looking for someone without a cloak. Okay, here you can see that A Phantom is being joined from this IP address, right? And connected to Sophia server on Libera chat server. So I wouldn't say that this is a leak, but generally it can, the whois command can give you their IP address. The need to set up a cloak is a hassle. It should be privacy preserving by default. I suppose I agree, but it's still a good scenario that they do give you a chance to cloak your IP. But yeah, as we can see here, we can see the IP of a Phantom user. Make sure to join 2000 room with the comma or without the comma. Comma or no comma? It will close all your channels? Okay. I didn't know. I'm very weak IRTS user nowadays. I haven't used it for a very, very long time. And the last IRTS client that I used was, I don't know, BitchX, I think. I did use MIRTS for a little while on Windows, but I think I spent more time with BitchX. The comma zero will close them all. Okay. That's why I asked if the comma is even needed, because I don't remember using comma previously. Okay, guys, the chat slowed down to the speed where I can actually catch up with chat. So glad you didn't blindly just do. Well, I did ask you a question. It would be on you for doing that to me. Did you almost pull a press Alt F4 to open the cheat menu just now? I guess I did. I guess I did, because I'm not that familiar with all of the IRTS commands. I just know the basics. It's an old troll, but it checks out. No, it's fine. It's fine. I like to be trolled. I mean, if you successfully pull a stunt like that on me, then I suppose I deserved it, right? I never managed to fell on the Alt F4 thing, simply because I learned what Alt F4 is before anyone tried to sell it to me. But this particular comma zero, I didn't know. Stevie, I did not. Alt F4 was required learning in Win 3.1 days, yeah. Stevie, I did not take a look at that operating system. So many stuff to learn. So many stuff to learn. I'm a little bit deeper into virtual machines these days, so that operating system will need to wait a little bit. My voice is no longer highly functional. I get my tongue entangled. You have started learning Go? Oh, good. I started learning C. Now that we're sharing stuff, right? Mario Sotelo says I'm more of a RM dash RF kind of a guy. Joseph de Garmo, good morning, man. Good morning. Jeremy says, can you pronounce a couple of words for me? I can try. Godot, GIF. Did you mean literally one couple of words? Ah, okay. I mean, when it comes to pronunciation, I fall back to my native language, so you might hear me pronounce things very in an awkward way. Joseph de Garma says, I need to start learning new things such as Docker and tiling window managers. I started playing around with tiling window managers. Right now on FreeBSD on my laptop, I have DWM installed. I also have Hyperland on another laptop. Both are tiling and both are very different, but both kind of serve the purpose of, showing windows. And Docker is fine. I mean, it's a good skill to learn. Docker is fine, but it uses 50% of your machine resources by default. Are you sure? Are you sure that Docker is using that much resources? I would say that it's using a lot less resources than VMs do. Mario Sotelo is asking, have you tried Sway? No, I did not. People pronounce Godot as Gado. I'm just kidding. And the creator of a GIF image format insists it's pronounced as GIF. I don't care. I don't care. For me, it's GIF. Just as GNU is for me, GNU. Yes, Stevie says, I have to be honest, I've disappointed you. I'm using WSL on main PC. Why is that a disappointment? If you need it on your Windows PC, then use it. ArcBoyX, I'm back. Darklights, it's so funny you're talking about tiling windows because that's exactly what I'm looking for in Nobara's GNOME and KDE, but I can't find the toggle they were showing in the reviews. I don't know about Nobara. I haven't tried Nobara. Joseph says, if I had more programming skills, then I'd create a cute version of the Planck dock for KDE with full Wayland support. Okay. Stevie needs Windows just for Riot anti-cheat. Gaming is important. Just use a window manager. Use Window Maker. Window Maker is good. That's my first window manager ever. And it's still good. You can configure it to use less by creating a WSL config in your users folder. Okay. I've been a big fan of the tiling toggle since Pop OS. Planck dock is a macOS and macOS is kind of ugly. What do you think about Rust's rewrite of core utils? Stevie asks. I have already answered that question an hour ago. DWM seems interesting. DWM is 26 kilobytes. Yeah, just saying. It's a suckless application. It's an application that sucks less than others. ArcBoyX uses Hyperlint. Good. Why is my my overlay is lagging for some reason? Ubuntu Budgie looks like macOS. Why is that not showing up on my overlay? Oh, now it is. The overlay is a bit late. Don't forget that Godot was originally written in French. I don't mind writing software in your own language. Hannah Montana Linux, face pink tears. I never tried that one. Mario Sotelo, I started on i3 and transitioned to Sway because I wanted Wayland. Well, yeah, that's what Sway is for. I wish we had enough time and mental RAM to get Hyperland set up to my liking. I kind of started setting up Hyperland to my liking and I got fairly in a good spot. I mean, the defaults are relatively fine for me, so I don't really need too much customizations, but I did make a couple of them. I don't play games. I'm a free and open source advocate. Boy X. It is a difficult thing to be a gamer and a free software advocate at the same time because I really like video games. My KDE desktop on Debian looks like GNOME. KDE is very configurable. Vladimir is talking about Beckett. Isn't Godot pronounced Godot? I don't know. Frankly, I don't care how it's pronounced. I'm not being a dick or something. It just doesn't matter how it's pronounced as long as we can understand each other. If I live stream and I say Godot and if you understand it, then I think we're good. Jeremy, do you know which country is the Godot creator from? That could explain some things. Because the Linux creator is from a country where Linux is pronounced as Linux, and the Americans are trying to rebrand it as Linux or something. I don't know, never made sense to me. But Linux is Linux, so you can't rename it to Linux if it's Linux, right? So why are we fighting about donuts? I don't know why are we fighting about donuts. Now you made me hungry. Ahmed says Linux. If you go to Wikipedia, I think for Linux, you will find a small audio file where you can press play, where Linus Torvalds says, "Hi, I am Linus Torvalds, and I made Linux, and it is pronounced Linux." It's a very short file of a couple of seconds. Beckett is Irish, but original play was written in French. Okay, GNOME makes me get macOSy. macOSy. Linux, because Linux plus Unix. Yeah. But also people are not aware that Linus Torvalds is Linus Torvalds. Some people believe that he is Linus, but he's not. He's not. His name is not Linus. When all core utils becomes utils, will we have Rust/Linux instead of GNU/Linux? We will not, because Rust people don't really care about having their name in such a pronounced spot. Linux because Li is nuts. Yeah. GNOME can be tweaked to look like Windows. Do you know Lignux? Lignux, lol. A proposed name by the Free Software Foundation. I think I read it a long time ago, but I really don't remember anymore. They had a couple of suggestions, did they not? Debra plus Ian, yeah, I know that. I mean, major GNU, since we talked about Debra and Ian like an hour ago on this chat. GNU isn't a language, it's an organization that created all of the original open source core utilities, and GNU is GNU is an operating system, as they call it. Rest in peace, Ian. Yes, rest in peace. My wife told me to join her with another coffee in another room. I think I should listen, or otherwise call for the wrath of a wife. I think the test of the new what is it, of the new overlay has been a success for this time. Vladimir has an off topic. Git branches and tags in the Linux kernel source are complicated. Rebuilding FreeBSD kernel is so much simpler, at least for a non-developer. Never follow and respect your Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi? Are you sure you meant Wi-Fi? Guys, I can see that my concurrent viewers is increasing, but I'm unfortunately going to have to cut the stream now. And we're going to see each other tomorrow on our LPIC lessons. If I ignore the wife for too long, that could be hazardous. Thank you for the crowns and for joining the stream. Rune. Wi-Fi first, YouTube later. YouTube is already done. Bold man saying goodbyes. Life is life. All of the good messages incoming here. Okay, thank you very much for joining the stream, and I'm going to see you in the next video.